come up and be ready for the final.
Absolutely.
But semifinal number 2.
How good is this going to be?
Oh, my.
Rawlins versus Romero. Wow.
Oh, doctor.
Wow. And Jacob's come all the way through from the trials as well. And to his credit, he's been a standout the whole way through. He's been the guy to beat the whole way through. And, now he's found himself in the semi-final. He's only 30 minutes away. But, Mitch Rawlins is no easy beat. He's not going to, roll over for him. So this is going to be very, very enjoyable to watch. But, for Mark, also, he's going to have to stay out in the water. Mark McCarthy, so he's going to have to stay out there. The wind's howling. He's going to be wet. It's going to be cold for him.
Oh, no.
So,
can he cool down and lose all steam?
Here we go. We got
Mark
Mitch
McCarthy has to wait in the channel. Now, out in the water, semifinal number 2. This is a good one. Mitch Rawlins versus Jacob Romero. Mitch in red, Jacob in yellow. Woo! Oh, my. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a double switch here in the commentator's booth. We will have Terry McKenna and Jason Bitzer creep in here as soon as they get ready, as soon as we're ready. But what a bummer. I would love to see this heat.
I know.
I'm actually going to go into the
watch
competitors
it, that's for
area
sure. I'm not
and watch
anything.
from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax. Semifinal number 2 is just about to start.
Yep. Cool. See you guys soon.
That's all right.
So thank you, Andrew and Manny, for that nice little lead-in. Me and Tez will be on the mic for the remainder of the semi-2. Teza, how you doing, buds?
Yeah, g'day, Jace. How are you?
Handling.
Yeah, mate,
Have a nice
absolutely.
Day in the WA.
It's still the winds are being pretty good out there. It's kind of swirling around with the wind as it comes in and goes. But right now, still looking pretty contestable.
Yeah, we like I said before, we're in a box at the box, so we got to get this done. And we had some amazing conditions. Anytime you can get the box 3 days in a week, that's like it's almost like a mirror image of Puerto Rico. Like I've gone to Puerto Rico all my life, and I could not believe the waves that the IBA got for that contest in that short period of time. We really are blessed.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good lot of collective karma, I guess, for bodyboarding worldwide. And when we went to here we go. Let's just go back to the action live now. And that's Yellow's first wave.
Boom!
Now
Jacob
that's
Romero.
going big.
That was huge, man. I'm loving this right now. I've been traveling with Jacob for over probably around 9 years now. And just to see them make it this far in a Grand Slam event is it's like seeing your brother getting married or something. You're like, there we go, man. This is epic. So let's take us through this replay here.
Yeah, well, here's the replay. Jacob Romero just striking first blood against Mitchell Rawlins. And you can see Romero, whoa,
That's
that
massive.
thing had some height. And the judges do have the legacy, Jace, of the instant replay down there up in the corner as well. So you can see the guys on the skis there just hands up in the air. And I tell you what, that's going to be an interesting first score.
Yeah, he's laughing right now. He thinks he's at the harbor back in Kahalui. I guarantee half of Maui's tuning in right now and pumping up the young lad from Kahalui, down in Wailuku rather too. So those boys are definitely cheering on Jacob. We'll wait for that score to drop, but man, that was a really big punt to put up against veteran Mitch Rawlins. This is an unbelievable man-on-man heat right here.
Well, who will be joining Mark McCarthy in the final? This is the question. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to have Dave Winchester just falling one place short, but putting in another good performance here at the box. Big shout out, of course, to all those people watching on the webcast. Hope you've enjoyed the action throughout the day. We're going to stay live, of course, right through the second semi into the final and also right up until the presentation. So make sure that you guys stick around.
So, yeah, we had an action-packed day. Teza, we are moving through the third and final day at the box here, man. How are you feeling? This is just...
I'm feeling pretty good, yeah. So, Terry McKenna, Jason Bitzer, as we said, hope you guys are enjoying the action. We're still got to try and decide exactly who's going to be joining Mark McCarthy in the final. It's going to be awesome. And here's the trophy, Jason. What a cool-looking little sort of a trophy that one is. Have a look at that, folks.
That came all the way from the eastern seaboard, like myself from Sean Tuttle.
That is pretty cool stuff. So someone's going to be holding that thing high in no time at all. So make sure you stay tuned.
So still plenty of time left. That last score from Jacob Romero did post. That was a 7.25 for that big flip from the Hawaiian from Kahului, Maui. And so 24 minutes. Mitch Rollins is going to need that 7.25 to move out of his second place position. So Mitch, I surfed with him yesterday at Smith's. He was on fire, massive inverts, big backflips. He's just surfing like heads and tails for competition-wise, I think better than he ever has. He's always been an amazing bodyboarder, but he seems like he's just got that consistency factor down. He's not just boycotting junk waves. He'll go for it and try to figure out what angle he needs to, throw down a maneuver or whatever's thrown at him.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he had a little bit of bad luck last year. I mean, even though he surfed so amazingly, sometimes the chips just didn't fall his way. I know he's done a lot of work in the off season on his fitness and also his equipment. And on the flip side, you got Jacob Romero, who Jacob's been one of the most unlucky and most talented bodyboarders I've seen in the last 12 months. He's had he's just had those heats where just the
squeakers where other guys just like
where he just gets pipped at the post by someone in the dying seconds, and it just happened. Event after event at the end, I was singing, just hang in there, Jacob, keep your chin up, mate, because a good result's just around the corner.
And good things come to those who wait. And I think Jacob, honestly, with maturity, has come a lot of patience. So he picks the right waves, and also he's learned the criteria of the IBA, which was always a big struggle for him. He's like, I surf the way I surf, and I was like, the judges judge the way they judge, and that's one of the things we always taught him. And he figured out that like, hey, there's little things I can do here to refine, and he's done it. And now he's just taking it to a whole new level, and not even just inventing maneuvers, but perfecting the ones that he had. Like his backflips, I think, are more powerful than they were 4 years ago. Like his line is different, and he just has the motions down, but now he uses the power versus just the power of flicking a backflip. He uses the wave more, and I think it's really paid dividends.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So Jacob Romero, a 7.25 on his first wave. Mitch Rollins holding on the first priority. And we're just going to take a short break. We're going to pay some bills, and we're going to come back straight after this with more action live from the box.
There we go.
All right, well, we're back, folks. Live final day of the Box Pro 2012. This second event on the Grand Slam Series is just about to wind up. We're into the second of our semi-finals, and Jacob Romero, well, he went straight to work nice and early, Jason, with a 7.25. Now let's see what sort of a response Mitchell Rollins is going to have.
Yeah, he definitely took that route to get busy early, which could be deadly, especially with onshores coming up. If you get those first two better waves early on, it puts a lot of pressure on the second competitor. And as you can see, all the other competitors just sitting down there. See in the back there, Big Stoney. You also got Magno Paseos Oliveira checking it out. Hey, Magno, how you doing, bud? And all the girls, you got all the lasses there taking care of their guys in the competition, supporting. Just a cool little crew of that's pretty much bodyboarding right there in a box.
Yeah, that is a cavalcade of stars right there, folks. And what a cool little setup it is here. Thanks to the guys from, Surfing WA put together once again a cool little hangout for us here. You hope for the real perfect stuff, but we're getting away with it. The forecast, unfortunately, after this, Jay, has just got worse and worse day by day. So
20-foot and onshore. I think we're doing the right thing.
We did get boxed in somewhat, and here goes the first of red. Take us through this one.
So Mitchell Rollins drawn off the bottom, taking a nice line. Nice classic Mitch style invert right there. Not a big wave, but he wants to get on the board. That could be his backup score if he can find another one. So he's just trying to get a rhythm, and I think he used that priority wisely. We don't know what's going to come up, so that could have been definitely a smart maneuver, smart move rather, and definitely a good maneuver from Mitch Rollins.
Yeah, well, what happens? Let's take a look at the replay here. Rollins drops into this one. Did have a nice little one section on it out the back there, and a pretty sweet little invert. Have a look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just copybook. This kid, that's his go-to move, Mitch Rollins.
Yeah.
That's that's what he falls back on. A real trademark move there from Rollins, and that's going to get him enough points. Maybe it mightn't be the 7.25 that he was hoping for, but it's going to keep him in the game. If Romero got another good wave, Mitch would be in a combo situation, and that just can sort of defeat you mentally.
Exactly. At that point, you're kind of you're fighting against your own headspace, you know what I mean? So you really want to get on the board and just keep moving. So we got one more little replay of Mitch. Gets the speed pocket right there, eyes the lip, just corkscrews right there. He looks like he just he has that weird signature style where what he does is he gets real tight and compact, and then it just explodes and almost creates a false speed. So on a wave of that size, he can still clear the lip and land right out into the flats. It's pretty cool technique.
Awesome stuff. And we'll just wait for that score to come through for Mitch Rawlins. So I guess that was Jacob Romero now goes into a first priority situation. We'll wait for the last scores of red to drop. And, of course, if you haven't heard...
One more right here. Sorry to interrupt you there, Tez, but Mitch Rollins looking at this one, looking for the lip. Possible flip, getting busy. So 2 scores to Jacob's 1 right now. Now, both of them were not in the same range of Jacob's from what we can tell, but definitely probably a smart in second priority to take that wave and get on the board again.
All right, well, very interesting stuff. If you haven't heard, Mark McCarthy, of course, has booked himself a berth in the final here at the Box Pro. Here's the second wave of Rocky Rawlins, as they call him. And you can see Mitch just waiting, just zeroes in on that lip, and bam. Well, that's going to be very interesting. I mean, Romero struck early with a 7.25. 2 separate game plans going down here, Jace. You know, Romero's playing it cool, going for the big scores. Rocky just getting a couple of quick ones in a row.
Yeah, I think they're both playing a very good little strategy there. Here's a little replay of Jacob's second wave. So coming off the bottom, Jake going to look back up at that big flip of his. Gets a little pit right there. Looks at the lip. Can he get to it? He's just going to get spit out right there, but just got clamped. So probably a good idea to take that wave. He was probably a little disappointed that he didn't get to the lip in time, but you know, it just is what it is, and he definitely has a good strategy picking off the better waves. Now we'll leave it up to Mitch to see what he does out there with first priority.
Yeah, well, thank you very much to some of our sponsors, including the guys at Freedom Fins and Johnny and the gang at Reflex, of course, been doing a fantastic job. Yeah, much appreciated for their support. Toby and the crew from Bodyboard King, those guys have been killing it. And, of course, our media partners, YouTube, and, of course, iNet. Thank you very much to all those guys for their, undying support. Riptide, Slicks and Decks, of course, have supplied us with the water angle. And, it's been another really successful, 10 days here in WA.
Yeah, and thanks for the duds, guys. We appreciate the T-shirts from all the boys, Reflex, Freedom, Slicks. And we got a quick interview down here with Shagwar down in the pit, so we'll stand by for that.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Mark McCarthy for the Bodyboard King post-interview. A very happy Mark McCarthy, I might add to that. He's in the finals. Congratulations, Butchie.
Yeah, it's just been a while. Really stoked to make it back into the finals, and serve against Winnie was a tough one, and he raised the bar a bit there, but I was just grateful that I could get the opportunity to also have a chance to make it to the final.
How good was it to have Wesley Fisher and Sasha Specker in the channel cheering you on?
Yeah, it's those guys are incredible. Sasha's been out there the whole day, motivating me, and so is Wesley. So big ups to those guys.
Yeah, you that air reverse was phenomenal. Just you got scored for the backflip, didn't get the score you needed, went out and did another one.
Yeah, just Mother Nature gave me the opportunity, and when it came, I just went for it.
Well, you're in the final. Happy man, congratulations, and let's give a handshake. Here we go. And back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Shaggy, and doing a fantastic job. There's a nice little overview of the lineup here at the box, folks. It is the final day of this second event on the Grand Slam Tour for 2012, and you can see on screen Mitch Rawlins. Well, it played out pretty good for him, Jason Bitzer. A 5.85 and a 5.28 puts Mitch Rawlins just in the lead of the Hawaiian Jacob Romero.
See, that's the reason why staying busy really can pay off, because you don't know what anybody's going to get on their score. So if you just keep moving, probability could favor you very well, especially with Jacob. He could have got a good score in that last wave, but it didn't pan out to him, and now Mitch is sitting pretty, and Jacob's got the flip side with a little bit of stress on his shoulders.
Yeah, well, plenty of time remaining, folks, in this second semi-final.
Right
We'll
here.
have just a real short break after this second semi before we go into the finals. We see Romero. Boom.
Invert to air reverse. I'm not sure what you could do with that as far as claiming a land. There was just no more wave left, but
yeah, there was nothing left at the end. But it's good to see these multiple air maneuvers and the inverse, as we like to call it there, by Romero, and that's new school stuff from the Hawaiian. So he's just pulling stuff out.
It's just crazy that he even could even think about that in a competition, especially in a semifinal. Let's go through the replay. He drives off the bottom. He thinks he's at half point right here. blasts the lip and just rotates right into it. And there really was nothing left to land. So I don't know if the judges are going to give him. They probably won't give him a full score, but they got to give him a little E for effort on that one because that was ingenious.
That's right, mate. Well, he only needed a 3.88. He didn't need too much of a score to get
No.
that one. So judges got a bit of work cut out of him to work out, what sort of a score you get that. I mean, the actual first part of it, the takeoff was fantastic.
Yeah.
Landing was sweet, but the wave just didn't cooperate.
Just the
I
box.
guess
He
there was
might
nothing there.
he
at
pretty
the
much
end.
cleared the lip. He landed in the flats out of nowhere. So
Yep.
when there's no shoulder to land, it's just is what it is. So we'll see. The judges are consummate professionals and they know what they're doing. So we will stand by for those scores.
All right, we're just going to check a little replay here while there's a bit of a break in the action. So this is, during the replay, Mitch Rawlins, he got into this thing, and, that's not a bad sort of a wave there. So another great exchange there between Mitchell Rawlins from Australia in the red singlet and Jacob Romero from Hawaii in the yellow. Judges' scores coming through, Jace.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. He has a 5.58 and a 5.28. Not a bad wave, not a bad score, but definitely, as you're trying to, like you like to say, he's trying to build a house. I'm not sure if he laid the next brick in the foundation. He might just be right under there because he has 2 decent scores so far for Mitchell. So stand by for some scores on the ride score system. And definitely plenty of time left, 14 minutes flat remaining right now.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, on screen at the moment, that's without the last of yellow or red. So we saw Mitch Rawlins wave a big roll on that last that little chunky peak, and Romero, of course, with the inverse. So just waiting for those scores to come through, and we will, you'll be updated as soon as we will. Put some numbers to names, and then we'll all know what's going on. But once again, there'll just be a short break, around about 5 minutes between the second semi and the final. Guys will probably just stay out in the water. We sent out an apple and a bottle of water, and just kind of let whoever gets through this one and joins Mark McCarthy in the final. We'll let them sort of just refresh a little and
get on the ski and cruise for a little bit. Yep. Yeah, really no point to shuffle him back to the beaches, shuffle him right back out. Might as well just get to watch the conditions for a little bit and absorb it all.
Yeah, that's right.
Just taking the fact that you're in the final.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, jet ski guys have done a fantastic job today. Very tricky conditions here in WA, folks, and the swell is just going to be titanic in the next couple of days, and winds are going to howl on shore, and we just, decided to wind this thing up. I mean, it's been very successful. We had 2 awesome days at Gas Bay.
It's great.
First day at the box wasn't too bad. Second day at box was really fun.
Yeah.
And, of course, this morning we've seen, and
Pumping.
right throughout the day, we've seen some really good rides.
We really were blessed with waves. You can't complain. 3 days of box, like I said, in a week, and then 2 days at gas. We're 5 days. There's 7 days in a week, and we had 5 days of waves, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I got to surf the other 2 as well. It was just good other places up. Western Australia just has so many resources when it comes to surf.
It really is an amazing place.
Yeah.
And look, if you ever want to come to Australia, folks, you want to fly yourself straight into Perth and jump in a car and drive straight to Margaret River, or you can head north, of course, up to to Jake's and
Yelling up
Blacks
and
all.
all those waves. Yeah,
some incredible waves.
Oh, going up north all the way to the desert.
Yeah,
that's actually my plan for next week. I'm watching the charts. Maybe you'll see me up there.
Jace, I tell you what,
know.
that is some of the best waves in the world are up there, and there's not many people. It's it's pretty mellow.
You got to bring the crowd, or there's no crowd.
Yeah. So we are watching the second semi-final, folks, of the IBA Box Pro, and at the moment it is Mitch Rawlins. There's his second. That was that last wave. Mitch did pick up a 6.38 on his last wave.
I'm pretty impressed on that.
Romero's wave came through at a 1.88. Judges just deeming that inverse, despite the fact that it had a technical aspect to it. There was no wavelet, but let's see what it can come up with.
He looks at this lip right now. Let's see what he can do. Clean little flip. He needed, what was that backup score that he needs to
Well, he needs a
there?
4.98 now, so we'll see.
You know what? Not a bad wave. Clean flip. Not the biggest set, but 4.98 is not a huge score. It's in the cards. It could be there. I'm not 100% sure, but I wouldn't put it past him to throw it out there.
Lots of stuff on our YouTube channel, of course, at IBA, youtube.com/IBA World Tour, where you can go and check out not only the videos and highlights, of course, from this contest here in WA, but all the previous stuff as we go through the replay. And you can see Romero
driving off the
lip
bottom
here, and that's a nice little section that he eventually hit.
Yep. Out the back we have, we didn't see this wave in the exchange, but that was Mitchell again with another invert through the lip. I don't think that's going to fall into his higher scores just because that first invert that he had was about the same size of a wave and a lot cleaner. So that's probably going to be a throwaway. Priority is going to head back to Jacob Romero in yellow, the Hawaiian from Kahului, Maui, making his first semi, am I correct, in a Grand Slam series?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
And best result for a long time for Jacob,
Yeah.
and always been a really talented bodyboarder, but just had a kind of a, an unlucky run, as you do. And I'm glad that he hung in there and kept his chin up and kept faith in himself. Let's take a look at the replay. Take us through this, Chase.
So Jacob just doing his classic standard backflip, straight to the bottom, straight to the top, landing clean. Looking for a 4.98 over there for Jacob. We'll see what the judges dropped on that one. And then right back to back, we had Mitchell Rollins coming through the lip, pausing his roll midway for an invert. It's going to be a throwaway, though. Talented guy there, Mitch Rollins, a nice score, or a nice wave, but I don't think it's going to be a score that he needed to, extend his lead.
All right, second semi-final, 10 minutes remaining. Mitch Rollins in the lead at the moment over Jacob Romero. We do have some scores coming through, and, will be interesting. It's a very close one, and nothing really substantial, nothing to write home about in this one, apart from that 7.25. So Romero really struck first blood with that thing.
I think he was smart to do that. If he would have made that second barrel, he would have had a lot of room to move right now. But now Jacob has to stay busy waiting for his fourth score to drop. But, while we have this little break, just want to thank the sponsors again, of course, Reflex Wetsuits, Freedom Fins, Toby Player at Bodyboard King, thank you very much. Slicks and Decks with the water angle with Chris White, and, of course, our media partners, Riptide, for the paper goods, and then we have media partners YouTube and iNet for our digital collateral, especially with iNet Doco, 26-minute documentary you can check out through IBA World Tour. That will lead you over to that site. So out the back, Jacob looking at this one, he is going to take it and just stand by for action, dropping off the bottom. Looking at this lip,
Whoa.
big invert. Oh, he kind of went bum over tea kettle on that one.
Holy guacamole,
no.
that was insane. So
It
Romero,
was.
on the previous wave, got a 6-1 for that backflip. He did move into the lead. So Rocky Rollins on the back foot now. And let's have a look at the replay. We can dig back into the hard drive.
So he
IBA
did. He got a
webcast,
6-1 for that backflip just before. Man, I'm so glad he's in first off that other wave, because watch this right here. We missed the takeoff, but we see it in this replay. Driving off the bottom. Looking at this lip, it's got a bit of a backwashy flare to it.
Wow.
Just so clean. He just goes so... His legs go over his head. He's trying to get his board back around. He starts to rotate out. Oh, and straight to the rib buster.
That is a gnarly. That is a wild landing there.
Yeah.
I hope Jake Romero's okay.
He can handle. He's a flexible little Kimbo Slice that he is. But, man, that was heavy. He just kind of... It would have been so hard to bring that back around.
Yeah, this is the land angle now. Let's have a look at this thing. So Romero, just full commitment, goes up into a big, thick, chunky lip. That lip is thicker than Mick Jagger's. Have a look at that thing. So he just goes flying down and almost scorpions on landing. Look at that. Oh.
You know what? I think he was smart to let go. I think he did. But I think what he was starting to go into was the reverse. But he had, reminiscent of that wave before where he didn't get the score for it. And he started trying to pull it back, and it was just too late.
Jacob, we can't get enough of this wave. We're going to go back and have a look at the water.
I don't see him in the
again,
lineup right now, though. Is he okay? And we got a confirmation one more time. Jacob, biggest invert of the day. Biggest invert of his life right there. How is that thing?
Watch the landing here, though. And, oh, my goodness. That is very dangerous.
Yeah, that's...
But
That's
as you
heavy.
said, he's a super fit guy,
He's
flexible.
back out there. He took a little lickings. I see the yellow jersey making its way back. I'm assuming there's some wind out of the lungs, but Mitchell's by himself right now. I really want to get an update. Jacob, he looks good, man. He just looks a little frustrated. He's still in first.
Well,
that last one was a 2.63. If you're getting a 2.63
wow.
for a non-land, that's some commitment, man.
Yeah.
You got a 10 in my book, buddy.
Rollins in second spot at the moment. Rocky Rollins chasing down a 6.98 to move in the lead. Here's the response from Rollins.
Driving off the bottom. Can he get a lip out of this one? He does. An arcing roll. That's actually, that could better his 6-1 because the style points on that one and the way he controlled through that, it's almost like he did one of those looping air forward rolls versus just a regular roll.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We were looking at the water angle there. Maybe want to check out the land angle, but I like that wave. Maybe it could drop in there.
Yeah, well, here's the land angle on it, and you can see Mitch Rollins keeping it pretty simple. I mean, the old meat and potatoes roll. I mean, if you do it properly, and that had a bit of boost on it.
It did, but it definitely looked a little bit different from the Slicks and Decks water angle, so we'll see what the judges think.
Yeah, well, we'll just wait for those judges to cast their impression in the form of scores, and we'll give you the update. But right now, we're coming down to crunch time with about 6 minutes remaining. We got a score in for that last of Mitch Rollins. Is that the 4.88? Is that what they've given him?
No, I don't think it was standby because I just that score was on there as soon as I saw that, so I might be incorrect, but I think we're still waiting on a score there. So
All right.
correct
Little
me.
lag in the scores. We
Yeah.
do apologise for that. You know, in the situation that we're in at the moment, folks, I guess one of the things that you need to understand is that judges are actually up the point about 1 kilometre away from us, and they're using just these little internet dongles. And look, we're in the middle of nowhere, you know, in the big scope of things. This is one of the most remote spots in the world. And
Jacob looking at this one. Terry starting up, but we got some action in the water, driving off the bottom, looking at this lip, looking for redemption. Big Rollo.
Whoa.
Oh, another no land, man. I wonder if he's a little shaken from that last invert.
Well, you've got to be thinking that he is, mate, and you could see the way that he was folded. But, I mean, how's the commitment? Straight back into it.
Yeah.
And
It's Jacob for you, man. He's a tough kid. And you know what? He's a tough, mature rider right now. I shouldn't say kid anymore. Like, I traveled with him when he was first getting into the sport and competing a lot, and he's really matured. He's got his repertoire down. His maneuver, you know, just kind of notebook is beyond than even some of the top riders. A lot of guys can't touch him when it comes to the aerial game. So
does look like we got a score dropping for Mitchell Rowland's last wave, folks. We'll wait for that one to come on through. That last wave for Jacob Romero, not a keeper, won't fall in the top two.
But
we'll
it
just go
looks
back
like
and check the replay.
Sure. So Jacob right here trying to shake off that last wave. He does get a section here. He drags his leg to get into the lip, straight to it. A lot of commitment through the lip, but no quite for the land. So these conditions are trying shallow into deep water, so it makes it very hard to land in the channel. But that last score, so Mitchell is still in second place. He needs a 6.98 now. Is that correct?
Well, that's right, but there is a score still to come through. I think it's for that roll, that boosty roll that we saw. And here's the replay, the profile of Jacob Romero, 27 years of age. Of course, he's Hawaiian through and through. And 65 kilos. He is the the first of our finalists. Yeah. Who is he? Who's he going to be up against? Will it be Rocky Rawlins or will it be Jacob Romero? Well, scores in for Rawlins. Needed a 6.78, and look at that. How cruel is that? A 6.58. 0.2 off the action for Rawlins. But you know what, Jason, is that Mitch Rawlins actually has first priority at the moment. There's 3 minutes to go, and that's a dangerous thing for Jacob Romero.
It's actually probably the worst end of it because right now, like if you're on the hunt, you can control your own destiny, but if you got to sit there and wait, it's basically Mitch's game from the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, Mitch Rawlins will use priority wisely here in this situation, folks. Oh, in fact, he's going to use it on this one. Let's see what he can do.
I'm not quite sure this will do it for him, but we'll wait and see. Big flip, cleanly landed flip, very good maneuver. I might take that back. He turned to lemon and turned into lemonade on that one, so we'll see. That could have been a change of position there. And Jacob now, first priority, 3 minutes left.
Wow, I'll tell you what, it's going to be crazy. Let's check the replay on this one, folks, and you can see Rocky Rawlins, as they call him, just coming off the bottom, driving it up into the lip, and like you said, he just made something out of nothing. He has the ability to conjure up scores, this kid.
Yeah, he does. Both of them do, and that's why they are what they are, and that's why they're here on Tez. They can make something that looks like nothing into a big score. If you needed a 6.58, you never know. He could have got, or 6.76, he could have got it.
Well, this is the land angle of that last wave there for Mitchell Rawlins, and this is a crucial score. And the judges will be asking, the webcast crew to just replay that a couple of times from different angles. They really need to get this. This is such a critical moment in this heat. We're just on 2 minutes remaining.
Wow, this is tense right here, Tez. To be honest with you, I got two good friends in a semifinal. Both I'm rooting for, but I honestly, I love Mitchell, but I would love to see Jacob.
Well, you know what?
Hawaiian pride for him just getting in there.
That's right. Well, the actual scores just came through on screen there, and it was a 7.75, and Romero's gone to second, but have a look at that thing.
The battle has begun. There is minute 54, 2 scores drop. Mitchell will move into the first place position. Is that correct?
Yeah, but that was the replay. That was the replay from that was the instant response rather from Jacob Romero. This is crazy. Have a look at the replay, Jason.
So driving off the bottom, he gets a little chop, stalls, gets the pit. I know he's looking for the lip here, but can't get to it. He finds the foam ball. He was trying to get rid of a backup score for 6.1, and he's gonna. I don't know what he needs right now. We have to stand by for a refresh, but man, it's just crazy exchanges going on. Very stressful times out there in the water. These guys are just battling. So Jacob again from the front angle. Terry getting a pit. Whoa. What do you think of that one? I don't know. See, he needed a 6-1. That was his first real barrel of the heat, and we just see what the judges think of it. It's been all airs so far, so it's kind of a different game to play.
I'll tell you what, well, you can see that was a 7.75 for that flip for Rawlins. And Romero, it put him into second. He needed a 7.09. Is that 7.09? Yeah, it is. So, man, I don't know. I'm not a judge, and I'm staying right out of that stuff.
Yeah,
but
I'm
I tell you
staying
what,
out of it.
You know, big barrel. I mean, he put the pie in the oven, and he needed to right there and then, and he did it. There's less than 1 minute remaining, and this is going to be super close.
So this is official right now. These scores are official. Yep.
Well,
it's
there
a wrap.
it is. Not enough for Jacob Romero. 6.53, needed a 7.09. So it's Mark McCarthy's going to be taking on Mitch Rawlins.